Hapa una lula, se vodiase tanu papo, tabalie sa, sau vareya. Dado qui, Kiko.
Well, with that all having been said and done, I guess it's time to get started to quell the madness within Monster, which is not necessarily a difficult task, just more or less an inconvenient one, to say the least. We're gonna have to do this 3 times. This first time is the only time it's gonna be different, and of course, it's gonna be incredibly annoying and inconsistent as to how he can do this. He's gonna be attracted to the coconut somehow. He made it across over here, but he's gonna be so randomly. You gotta get him in these pits down here where he can't escape. But if he's like calm and docile like he is right now, then he's not gonna jump in there. You're gonna have to just haul ass and just make it so that he stays in here as long as he can. But these 2 coconuts here will always be respawning, and if you throw the coconuts in the pit, he'll just run away and be attracted to some other coconuts, which is really irritating. So throw that over there, and the second one's gonna spawn there, but I gotta run up here because you gotta actually push him in the pit in order for him to actually continue onwards. And this is where it gets inconsistent because he smells like a coconut from like 50 miles away, and he doesn't even care about anything. See, like right there, he's just standing there. So maybe nope. See, of course he notices the coconuts. And it's the one that just spawned right over here, which is irritating. We do have a coconut tree here, by the way. And I think the purpose of this is just so that you have one on this upper level, just for kind of convenience sake. So I guess we can throw a couple back over here because this first part is annoying. The second 2 are laughable. But he'll be coming back over here once he notices the coconuts are back. The coconuts have made the return. Alright. Thank you, sir. The second one is right over there. Of course. God, see, and once he's done finishing that first one, he would have gone for this one. So stay over there. You've got 2 coconuts to tide you over until I run and pull the lever, which will indeed throw you to your death. I hope that you have a very pleasant time losing your anger here. This is like forced anger management, like if anything. Okay, he's good. He's good now. All right, let's do it. Nope, no! Gah! See, I hate this part. This part I know for sure I have to be doing wrong because it cannot have been up to this much fate. It can't be this much of a coin toss as to, you know, how consistent he will actually stay there long enough for you to push him into the pit. I don't know, but throw that over there. Let's throw the other 2 that spawn down here just so that he's not going to be a jerk. And he's gonna, there he is, alright. Because he just randomly notices it from miles away. Sometimes you have to be in eye shot of him. Other times he'll just look through the entire level like he does here. Doesn't make any sense. But be wary because this will be the last time we see Monster as calm as he is now. Because, you know, for anyone who's ever tried taking someone to therapy, you'll notice that it brings out the worst of their anger inside of them when trying to get it out of them. But yeah, I don't know. So over here, now that he's indulging himself in some crazy for coconuts time, we'll be going ahead and there we go, drop him in there. Okay, so once we're about to get the scissors loose from this patch of land, we're actually gonna grab a hat that's over in this corner somewhere. So I think it's actually right next to this shanty little abode. I don't even think you could live in that. Okay, there it is. Okay, so here's your another hat right there. So that's always a plus for us. Let's go ahead and get rid of this very ominous string something with the scissors. Because clearly we can do that. Oh my god. Okay, so that's one step closer to getting Lula resurrected. Now he's gonna be pretty pissed off at us, and we can go into these other 2 places, which are very easy. You step on these platforms there, and it'll send these walls flying, and the walls actually go fast enough for you to just be able to get away from Monster, but if you let him catch him, then the entire puzzle will restart. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. And now that he's angry, he will just blindly run into the pit, and you can go ahead and let loose the jaws of the earth to go ahead and consume him so violently and so effortlessly. Alright, so that's 2 steps closer to getting Lula resurrected once again so that we can use her. I mean, why can't we just buy a new toy? But anyway, we got a nice little clubhouse here. This is so interesting, like, just the various images you see in this game of, like, overturned patches of land and stuff like that. I don't know, I really like it. But the third one that we need to go to is way across over here, and he's still having a little bit of trouble backtracking, it appears. So, and it's basically the same thing as we just did, which, of course, will be the final one, which means this is very easy, very simple. Except that first one is a little bit of a doozy. Get out of my way, I'm a bucket head. I think technically I'm a flower pot head. I guess I'm a pot head for flowers. I don't know. Would that be like cocaine? Yeah, I don't know. Because cocaine has come from beans, right? Oh, whatever. Let's go ahead and drop him in there and let loose the final jaws of hell upon this deranged monster trying to kill us. There we go. With that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, our buddy's back. Lula is back in business, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now we can go back to Lula, and here's Monster gonna be a jerk to us. Let's hopefully, oh, never mind, I guess he got faked out by that. What is this? I was gonna check this last time, but I forgot. Okay, that appears to do nothing, but I guess he got confused by my, what is that? My conscience, my curiosity. He was confused by curiosity because he was crazy for coconuts. Here we are. Very melodramatic turn of events. Oh, yes. Yes, where else have we seen that symbol before? Actually, we saw it at the very beginning of the game. Alright, so with that having been said and done, we've got our buddy Lula back! There we go, alright. So now we have to make our way across this makeshift path. And this isn't very difficult, but the last doll you'll find in this area is actually going to be right over here to the left. You can kind of already see her just sitting over there. And I would normally just run to it, but since we don't need to grab the hat, and we have to start this entire thing over, I'm just going to go ahead and continue onwards, because that's where it is. You just have to go ahead and jump for it. And now we made our way back over here. And this is kind of like, I would say this is a repeat of that house minigame we did before with the Tower of Houses. Let's see. Alright, how many water tanks can you find? Gee, I don't know. There's a bunch right over there. We can send it through the cardboard box. So get these 3 with Lula, and then now all of them will basically be unlocked at this point tonight. Oh, that'd have been funny to drop the hint box on top of Monster here. Now, try activating those, you will get these books, I guess, or these platforms, and you gotta unlock, like, I think it's literally 20 of these, but they're, like, all pretty much next to each other more than anything, and they're all here from the very start, but it's actually really cool to see it in, like, action, because it's, like, an apocalypse movie or something, where you see, like, the Empire State Building toppling over or something, but we got water tanks, apparently. They're not in the shape of a peach, unfortunately. They don't look like a vagina, but we can go ahead and head over here and collect the rest of these. And there's, like I said, there's kind of a bunch. If you fall down, you're pretty much screwed by monsters, so just be a little bit careful when falling down there. The only way you can get back up is by using the initial staircase we used in the beginning of this area to get up there. And because these other roofs are back, then I think you can actually make those jumps that you couldn't have made before without Kiko. That was weird. Alright, let's see if we can make this jump right here. I'm pretty sure we can, but I think I might want to be a little safe here. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, there we go. Now this is the tricky one. You have to get. There we go. Okay, good to go. Good to go. And unlike the house mini game, this one you don't actually have to collect all the water tanks. I think you can still make it through scot-free without maybe 1 or 2, but we're gonna probably get all of them anyway. Oh God, he just went right past me. He was like, Kiko, cheese it, Kiko. Okay, yes. Oh, then there's another one right there. That one will actually allow us to get 2 more. Okay. So let's go ahead and over here. Oh, there's like a double cutscene there. You can use this to activate the water towers. It's actually pretty cool because you can see it in the back over there, all of them stacking up. That's pretty cool, stacking. I still need to play that game. I've been thinking of doing like Braid and Limbo here shortly, since I've pretty much mastered both of those games to infinity and beyond. And while this is also kind of a short arcade game, I think maybe stacking would be kind of a nice little complement to those games too, because I haven't really been feeling like doing any long series. Like, it's been a while since I've done an RPG, you know, and I don't know. I don't think people would really like me to do an RPG, but I don't think I'd really feel like doing one anyway. And I don't know. I don't want to just do some, you know, mindless other game. So I don't know. So I think that might actually be it, except for those 2 over there. So hopefully make it. Nope, nope. Ooh, no! Get away! Nope, don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't hurt me, Papa. God, me and my friend always had this like inside joke. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie, like Mr. Deeds, but when that one star football player like cusses in front of the presence of that one chick, and Adam Sandler like freaks out, he's like, "Oh, learn your manners or something. We got a portal here." And then he's like, "I don't gotta show no manners," or whatever he says. And then he goes and calls his dad up, and his dad like smacks him with a whip. He's like, "No, daddy, no!" And the camera like closes down. It's so funny, even though child abuse is not a laughing matter, not in the slightest.
You used foul language in front of a lady.
No, daddy, no! And that was just funny because he was like a grown man getting whipped by his hard-ass dad. No, daddy, no! Oh, God. And every time we'd like die, or like if one of us knew we were gonna kill the other person whenever we played like versus games, we'd always be like, "No, daddy, no!" But anyway, I think that's all of them. So let's go ahead and drop this down, because look at this. This is freaking awesome. Just look at that. That's great. And we missed one somewhere. I think it might be in one of those far off regions. I'm not gonna bother going for it though, because we can still make this jump right here. And like I said, you can miss probably the second one and still make it. So we can run over here. What have we? Wow, this place looks a lot more uncivilized than when we had last left it. But that's probably because we were the only living things in this vicinity. So anyway, there's going to be a bunch of platformers appearing in front of us, so that's always a plus. And something I hate about the platforming in this game is your shadow barely shows up. Like, you have like 2 shadows, one on the ground there, and then the one on where you're... Like, look at, we have like 2 shadows. Can't really tell right now, but we have like one on the ground and one on the platform we're going to be on, which doesn't make any sense. As well as like a little circular shadow directly beneath us. And that's usually what I use to kind of, you know, show where I am. The final... doll for this area is right over here. Very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and head over here. It appears the centipede bed is off. Yes, let's do this. We will go up this slide and be the baddest of asses there never was. And I think he's still going to be following us. Yep, there he goes. Let's get the hell out of Dodge, ladies and gentlemen, because apparently he cannot climb up slides. It's against his religion. Great, this part.